friends, we are back with our Mental Skills Matter series of our Menopausal Playbook. And we're really talking about building resilience. Now, what is resilience? I'm going to repeat it again. I'm repeating it every week. It's really our ability to bounce back in the face of stress and adversity. It's our ability to really learn and grow and advance and thrive because of what we've been through, in spite of the stress and adversity that we've experienced. So we've looked at things like embracing change and cultivating self-compassion, and what are some practical ways that we can do that. But sometimes the challenge in menopause has to do more with our relationships and our ability to trust ourselves to do what's right for us, and to really, despite that noise that's in our head that's saying, no, this is your responsibility to do this, and this is all you're doing, and you're a bad person if you set this boundary. And I'm sure most people I talk to have had those voices going through their heads. I know I have. So tool number 3 in our toolbox is going to be all about setting boundaries. Before we go there, my name is Nancy Brooker. I'm the Living in Yes coach for women who are navigating the challenges of menopause. We know there are many, many challenges. But we all deserve to feel empowered when it comes to our goals, our bodies, our relationships, our health, and to really love who we're becoming during this time in our life. So I help you tap into your inner strength, let go of your self-judgment, and really trust yourself so that you can navigate menopause with confidence and grace, and really feel good in your body, and find joy and fulfillment in this really unique journey that you're on, your unique journey. So let's talk setting boundaries. And I know, I talk a lot about boundaries, and I just think they're really important, just to help us preserve our mental and emotional wellness. When we don't have them, that in itself is stressful. And during menopause, we have so many demands on us. I know during our entire lives there's a lot of demands on us, but I find during this time we're kind of sandwiched between our family of origin, our parents and our kids, and everything else, our jobs, everything else that's going on around us, our social responsibilities, and it's really a lot to deal with. And so we really need to learn to set good boundaries. So let's talk a little bit about some practical ways to do that. The first thing really that you need to do is sort of look inward and identify what it is that you really need. What do you really need in terms of, support and personal space and your emotional well-being, those sorts of things. Maybe you need more time. Maybe you need more laughter. Maybe you need some more quiet space. Maybe you need, I don't know, some more social time. Maybe you need less social time. Maybe you need some help. Thinking about what's really important to you. What do you really value in your own life? So, your values could be anything from, freedom to family. There's so many different things that you can value. So thinking about what are your values and what are your needs in terms of, the support that you need, the personal space and the emotional well-being. I think we like to think that we're super women and that we can do everything, but it's really hard to do everything well, certainly without any support, because it's just too much, right? It's unfair to expect that of ourselves, but it's something that we've kind of ingrained into our heads sometimes. So, you might be supporting your parents, you might be supporting your kids, you might be supporting, have a demanding job. You might, I don't know, just need more time to recharge. And so it's really important to help yourself find that. So how do you do that? Well, one thing you can do is practice saying no, but with kindness. So when you are faced with a request that doesn't really fit in with your needs and values, you can practice saying no. So, thank you for that invitation, and I'm sorry, but I just really need this time right now for myself, or I'm just, I have this other thing that is really important to me right now that I'm trying to focus my time on, and wishing that person well. So always doing it with kindness. Really honoring the boundary that you have set for yourself, and honoring yourself, really. So identifying your needs and your values. Number two, communicating clearly. This is really important. Articulating your boundaries with clarity and assertiveness really empowers the other person to understand and respect your needs, and really helps to manage their expectations. So, how can you do this? Well, one thing that you could try is setting up, like a weekly check in, or just a regular check in conversation that you have with, a certain person in a certain area of your life where you're trying to set these boundaries. And so, in these conversations, of course, you're clearly articulating what it is and why it's important to you, what your boundary is and why it's important to you, and that it's about you and not about them. But of course, that goes both ways. So you want somebody to respect your boundary, you need to respect their boundary as well. So it's a two-way conversation. And taking this proactive approach is going to really help foster a mutual understanding and respect with each other. So, we've got identifying your needs and your values and communicating clearly. And now number three is really, one of the things that you want to prioritize, which, hopefully falls out of number one, but it doesn't always, is your own self-care. And you can, maybe even scheduling that in, time blocking it onto your calendar. And again, it doesn't have to be, an hour massage, although that's great. It can be a cup of tea. It can be a walk around the block. It could be a phone call to a friend. It can be whatever you need it to be, because it's you that it has to help rejuvenate and revitalize and feel good, right? So what can you do? You can create that weekly self-care time slot, or you can create that daily self-care time slot. However you want to do that, and there's a million different ideas for what you can do. I find that with clients who have a hard time setting boundaries, I have a range of tools that we use to help them really feel comfortable in, first of all, defining the boundaries. Again, what is it that they need? And then feeling comfortable setting and communicating those boundaries, and then maintaining those boundaries. And not just maintaining them, but maintaining them with confidence and calm, and sort of compassion for self, realizing that this is okay, despite maybe whatever you've learned through your life, in terms of feeling responsible and feeling like dutiful, and like it's all on you, and if you don't do it, then everything's going to fall apart. Sometimes things need to fall apart a little bit, or sometimes you'll be very happily surprised how life, people just grow in the face of their own adversity and learning. So lots of great tools to help you get to that place where you can really, explore your boundaries and how to set and maintain them. So, as always, the bottom line, life shifts and so can you. Menopause is a groove, not a grind. And building resilience is a process, and every little step that you take is one step in the right direction. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to become perfect at everything. You just have to move in the right direction, one little baby step at a time. So, identify your needs, communicate clearly, and prioritize self-care. So, if you could use some help getting your menopause vision statement together, figuring out what your boundaries are, what your needs are, what your values are, and how to set those things into place and follow through on them, I'm here for you. Let's chat. So I just want to leave you with this quote. In our most difficult moments, we're given an opportunity to reset and determine who we are and what we want to be. You alone shape your life. You have the control. And that's from Megan Hine. So thanks for listening. Please grab your freebie, 7 Simple Ways to De-Stress, Helping Your Child with Anxiety, Communicating Clearly. And I have a new one for you as well. Your menopausal playbook, your 10 simple steps to thriving in menopause. So I will talk to you again soon. Take good care.